This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Dan is on assignment. Two major stories are unfolding tonight. There were extraordinary his and hers news conferences at the White House this afternoon. Mr. Clinton outlined a tough new ultimatum against Serbian forces in Bosnia. We'll have more about that in a moment. First, correspondent Linda Douglas has the story of Hillary Clinton's hour in the spotlight, taking direct heat on Whitewater for the first time.
The First Lady, who so jealously guards her privacy, suddenly decided to open up today to answer any and all questions about her financial dealings and Whitewater. She professed not to know that other news, like the crisis in Bosnia, might well drown out coverage of her press conference.
Well, let me thank all of you for coming. I know this is a busy day.
She immediately dismissed a key allegation in the Whitewater investigation that money from Madison Savings and Loan may have gone into Mr. Clinton's 1984 gubernatorial campaign.
Do you know of any money that could have gone from Madison to the Whitewater Project or to any of your husband's political campaigns?
Absolutely not. I do not.
Mrs. Clinton has been portrayed as a sharp businesswoman, but she said today that she left the management of Whitewater to her friend James McDougal, arguing if there were shenanigans, she didn't know about them.
We did whatever he asked us. We saw no records. We saw no documents.
Talking about her commodities trading, in which she turned $1,000 into $100,000 in 7 months, she insisted no one did her any favors.
I had absolutely no reason to believe that I got any favorable treatment.
Asked why she did not immediately disclose that her friend Jim Blair made most of her trades for her, she argued it was hard to reconstruct events from 17 years ago.
I think it's because, we're trying to reconstruct events of 15, 16, 17 years ago.
Critics have charged that Mrs. Clinton should expect to be scrutinized because she's a public figure who wields tremendous power in the White House. She said she now realizes she must respond to questions.
I've always been a fairly private person leading a public life. Led me to perhaps be less understanding than I needed to of both the press and the public's interest as well.
Mrs. Clinton's tone was gentle and thoughtful, though for a brief moment her steely side showed through as she talked about the opponents of health care.
And I can't really help it if some people get up every day wanting to destroy instead of build.
Yet her legendary toughness gave way at an unexpected moment. Talking about the dying Richard Nixon, she did not describe him as a long-ago political nemesis, but thought instead of her father.
It was a year ago, April, that my father died at the age of 81. And so, I'm just mostly thinking about his daughters right now.
Asked how she did, the president gave reporters a thumbs up. White House counsel Lloyd Cutler embraced the First Lady, and many here now wonder why she didn't do this before. Linda Douglas, CBS News, the White House.
Here in New York.